Hello, it is Tina Clark, computer teacher, and today is August 24th, 2020. And let me go ahead and share my screen here. We will start our topic. Okay, so we are going to do several videos on safety. And today we're going to talk about pedestrian safety. So let's go ahead and get the slideshow going. So, pedestrian safety. A pedestrian is someone who is walking or running on foot near a road or pavement. A pedestrian is also someone who might be driving or wheeling a wheelchair near a road or pavement. Yeah, so that's a pretty big word, pedestrian. As a pedestrian, there are some things you need to know to stay safe. So we're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about some of those things in the slideshow, and then there's also a video that I will have you watch, and there's also questions at the end too. When you are walking near a road, there are things you need to do to stay safe. You should walk on the sidewalk. Do not walk on the road. So on this slide, I made the background a little bit more clear to show you that nope, don't walk in the road over here. There's lots of traffic. If there's a sidewalk, make sure to walk on the sidewalk. So the word yes is on the sidewalk and the word no is on the road. And not every road has a sidewalk next to it. So the video that you will watch will talk about that too. But if there's a sidewalk, make sure that you're using the sidewalk. Stay together with your family, staff, or friends. Don't run ahead. This is actually a screenshot from the video that just shows some kids walking with maybe a parent. Now in this picture, they don't have a sidewalk. So they're walking in the grass beside the road. So that would be, if there was no sidewalk, that's what you could do. You would have to make sure you're away from the road several feet. You can walk in the grass beside the road, but not in the road. So yeah, if you're with your staff or with your family or friends, make sure to stick together and don't run ahead. It also says, if possible, try to stay away from busy roads. Have an adult help you plan a safe route. If you know you want to walk to a certain place, you can have an adult, a parent, or a staff help you figure out the roadways that are less traveled. So you're not having to walk near roads that are really busy. I know if I have to walk somewhere, I don't enjoy walking by a busy road. So you can always have someone help you choose a safer route. Be aware of what is around you. Put away your headphones, put away your smartphone, or anything that distracts you. Get a clear view of the roadway. So if you are walking on the sidewalk and you reach the intersection and you need to cross the road, I have a picture on the left that says, no, this guy is texting, he's looking down, he's not even really looking at where he's walking. So no, don't do that. On the right, this is yes. So here's a mom with a couple of kids, and look, their heads are up looking. The mom is looking in the roadway to look for traffic. And those white lines there, that's the crosswalk. That's where you would walk across the road. And there'll be another video coming up that actually talks more about crossing roads too. Watch your step. Some sidewalks are uneven and you can trip and fall if you are not watching carefully. Or if you're using a wheelchair, you might get stuck. So here's a picture of kind of a busted up sidewalk. It looks like they tried to patch it right here, but there's a lot of older sidewalks, especially here in Sioux Falls. You know, there's some older neighborhoods and the sidewalks get kind of old and cracked, and people are supposed to repair them, but sometimes that's not possible right away. So watch where you're walking. If you're walking along here and part of the sidewalk is higher than the other, you don't want to trip and fall. So kind of be watching your feet. You don't need to look down the whole time, but just kind of be aware of what's ahead of you and what you might have to either step over or just go slow over. Again, if you're using a wheelchair, be aware of that. You know, if you have a power chair or if you're wheeling, you can be kind of looking ahead at the sidewalk to see if there are bumps that you could be aware of. Make sure drivers of vehicles can see you. One thing you could do to do that is to wear bright colors. Wow, look at that guy. He is wearing a bright green shirt. I would hope that a driver could see him with that shirt on. Now, I don't think too many of you are going to be out walking at night. Maybe someday when you are on your own and you have more independence, maybe you'll be out walking somewhere at night. I would advise that you do that with other people, not all by yourself, but anyway. If you're walking on the sidewalk at night, or even when the sun is starting to set, you could also wear like maybe a shirt with reflectors or have a flashlight with you that's on so drivers can see you. Watch for cars pulling out or in at driveways. Wait until the driver sees you or the car pulls out or in. So here's a picture of a mom and a little girl, and they're walking along, and here is a car that's pulling out. So they are stopping. They're stopping right before the driveway to let that car either go in or out. So again, when you're walking on the sidewalk, you have to be aware of driveways and vehicles in a driveway. If you see brake lights coming on, those are the lights on the back of the vehicle. These red lights, if you see them coming on, that would mean that the vehicle might be backing out, or you might see a vehicle on the street wanting to pull in. Just be aware and wait for that driver to pull in or out. Also, try to look at the driver, look at them in the eye and see if they make eye contact with you, because sometimes drivers aren't always paying attention. So I would like you to watch this video. It is called Walking Safely Near Traffic. I am going to just show you a few seconds of it, but I want you to watch it on your own, and the link to it will be in the description of this video. Let me share a different screen here. Do a new share. Walking safely near traffic. We'll do a few seconds of it. It will show up better if you watch it on your own instead of through Zoom here.
Let's go walking! Walking safely near traffic.
Did you know that you're a pedestrian at some point every day?
I'm a pedestrian. I'm a pedestrian.
I'm a pedestrian.
I'm a pedestrian.
I'm a pedestrian.
So who is a pedestrian?
Someone who walks.
Someone who walks.
Someone who walks. These are all pedestrians too.
Why should you walk?
It's good for me. It's great exercise, it makes me feel good, and it keeps me strong.
It's a fun way to hang out. It's good for the environment.
It's relaxing.
It gets me where I want to go.
Do you know how to be a smart pedestrian when you're walking near the road?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
All right, I'm going to pause that because I would like you to finish watching the video. And even though in the video, a lot of the demonstrations are with individuals who are walking, this also would apply to students and individuals who are using wheelchairs as well. And if you are out with a power chair or wheeling a wheelchair, there are other things that you would need to watch out for, because you probably wouldn't want to be wheeling in the grass like that girl is doing. So it might be nice to talk in a different video about what things you might need to watch out for if you are out with like a power chair or wheeling your wheelchair out in the community. All right, now I'm going to do a different share here, get back to our PowerPoint. So what you need to do is watch that video, because in the next slide, I'll be asking some questions. So if you have not watched the video that I just started to show you, pause my video right here, go to the description in this YouTube video, click on the link to watch Walking Safely Near Traffic. Watch the whole thing, it's 4 minutes long. And after you've watched it, answer these questions. Here we go. Question 1. These are yes and no questions. So try to be thinking, is the answer yes or is the answer no? Question 1. You should walk on the sidewalk, not the road. Yes or no? You should walk on the sidewalk, not the road. You can pause the video and get your answer. I'm going to go ahead and give it. Yes, you should walk on the sidewalk and not the road. And again, I realize that there are some roads that don't have sidewalks, but you could walk in the grass beside the road. Not in all instances, but in the video, that's kind of what they show. Number 2, yes or no? It is okay to be distracted while walking on the sidewalk or crossing the street. Is it okay to be texting and, listening to your headphones or reading a book or a magazine? Is it okay to be distracted while walking on the sidewalk or crossing the street? Yes or no? Is that okay? Well, the answer is no, that's not okay. Don't be distracted while walking on the sidewalk. Put your headphones away, put your smartphone away, look straight ahead at what you're doing, and then also keep in mind, the surface that you're walking on, in case it becomes uneven, you don't want to trip. Number 3, one way to help drivers see you is to wear bright colors. Yes or no? You can pause the video, get your answer. Here comes the answer. Yes, that is one way to help drivers see you, is to wear bright colors. Yeah. I showed that one slide of that guy that had that green shirt on. And then I also talked about if you are walking at night, or even as the sun is setting, you could have reflectors on your shirt or your jacket, or walk with a flashlight so that drivers can see you. Number 4, all sidewalks are smooth and even and not broken. All sidewalks are smooth and even. Yes or no? Okay, here comes the answer. Pause the video if you need to get your answer. All sidewalks are smooth and even. The answer is no, they're not, are they? Some sidewalks can be old and broken. In this background picture, you can see the sidewalk is in good shape. But in older neighborhoods, sometimes the sidewalks start to get uneven and cracked, and you have to pay attention to where your feet are going. Don't be looking down the whole time, but you can kind of glance down a little bit or look ahead to see if the sidewalk is uneven, especially if you are driving a wheelchair with a power chair or wheeling a wheelchair. Uneven sidewalks can be really hard to deal with. And again, that might be something for another video, to talk about things you can do that would help you wheel your wheelchair or drive your power chair a little bit better in the community too. Okay, so that is all I have for this pedestrian safety video. I'll be doing probably another video on crossing the road, I believe. And I realize that with this pandemic going, you might be more limited in your ability to get out and practice walking on the sidewalk. It just depends on what they allow us to do. So if you're not allowed to go do that yet, you may have to wait. But at some point, you do need to be able to start being more independent and working on walking on the sidewalk, maybe crossing the street, because someday when you're on your own or working toward being on your own, those skills are going to help you. All right, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.